But luckily, we have Palmetto State Armory. So if you remember last year, they did this concept guns where they're always trying to come up with these new guns. And they had a voting thing to where they had a huge list of guns. And like, all right, you pick, what was it, 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's what they were going to really focus on. And they've come out with some really cool stuff doing that. Well, they have a whole bunch of new guns. Some of them are kind of repeats from last year that they've kind of tweaked and fixed a little bit from the original production. And you can vote right now. I don't know how long voting is, but if you go to Palmetto State's website, you can vote. I voted for my 3 favorite that we'll talk about. Check out the website. They got a list of them. You could get some more information and then vote on your favorite. And then in the comments below, let us know what your favorite is too. So there's a lot of cool stuff. So the first one up is the Palmetto State Armory Emerge, a bolt action rifle. So this is basically a Remington 700 style. So it's actually going to take any aftermarket parts that the Remington 700 takes. So it will be initially chambered in 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. And then this, again, you can buy as a complete rifle like you're seeing on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, or you can buy the parts kit. So you can buy different stocks, different barrels, the bolts, all sorts of stuff. And then if you have a Remington 700 and want to take parts off of that, you can. So just a regular bolt action rifle. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that they make it to where you don't have to buy their proprietary parts. You can use the Remington 700 are pretty popular.
Yeah, I wish more companies would do that.
Exactly.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah. So that's that. So let us know what you think about that. If you are listening to audio only, you may want to jump over to YouTube to see some of the B-roll because I'm posting some of that up there, or just get on their website. You can check that out. So try and go over everything. But the next one is kind of cool. This is one I may have voted on, but it's called the Olcan. It's their Jakl lower receiver, but then it converts the original Jacker uppers into a bullpup rifle. So that's really cool. I've after shooting the IWI Tavor, I found that I like those. So I don't know. That's pretty cool. I'll put that again. I mean, that just looks cool. And if you already have the Jakl, all you got to do is buy the upper.
It almost looks like they're using a Dagger lower.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me one bit, you know?
Yep. So you can take your Jakl, swap it out, and turn it into a bullpup rifle. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet.
That's awesome. And then, since the Jakl has been kind of popular and they've been doing a lot of stuff with that, this next gun is the Jakl 9mm. They came out with this last year and as a concept gun, and they've been refining this one to make it a little bit better. They've done some different things with it, and this is another one that they want you to vote on. So that is the 9mm version of the Jakl.
That looks pretty sweet too.
It does. All of these look pretty cool. This next one is pretty cool. I don't know what practicality you would use this in, but they call this next one the Thumper.
Oh,
it is a 37mm launcher. So it looks cool. And so basically this mounts under a firearm or can be a standalone on its own chassis. Like you see in the video there, it looked like a
looks like a grenade
pistol
launcher.
Yeah. And or you can just take part of it and mount it on like an AR or something like that. It has a slide action release that acts as a double action trigger. So again, you can have that as itself. I'll play that again because it is actually really cool. And it takes apart pretty easily.
What a name, Thumper.
Thumper, right? I don't know what you would put in there and shoot, but
T-shirts,
right? But yeah, it slides
That's
out
crazy.
like he's showing on there, so that thing looks pretty cool. I don't know.
Looks like it would hurt,
right?
Shoulder.
So if you're into that kind of thing, that's going to be an option. All right. So what I've noticed, kind of scouring the internet for all the new guns and stuff coming out, what's been really popular the last 2 years are the 2011, basically 2011s, which is a double stack 1911.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of companies coming out with those. Springfield has come out with some cool stuff, basically almost a subcompact version of a double stack 1911. I think it's a 3.5 inch barrel. So it's got good reviews and everything. And I think they call that's the Prodigy is their 2011.
Yeah.
Right. So those have been popular. There's been several different companies this year that have coming out with 2011s. They look really cool. Just a double stack 11, kind of updated from the old school style. So if that's your thing, cool. Well, PSA has you covered because they have the Saber 11. Every time I see that, I want to see it say Sabre.
Yeah.
That's how it's spelled. But that looks like a cool 2011. Like that looks pretty sweet. Just a double stack 1911 chambered in 9mm. So I'm wondering if they're going to come out with a 45 because I feel like
I would do a 45.
I want a 45. Lose round capacity, but that's okay. You get a bigger bullet. But I mean, that looked pretty similar to the Prodigy.
Yeah.
You know, all black and everything, but looks pretty cool. So I feel like in PSA fashion, it'd be much cheaper than a lot of the other 1911s
I'm sure.
out there or 2011s out there. So that would be cool. So that's an option they're coming out with. And then this one I'm really excited about. We've talked about this before, but how they're coming out with the, I don't know if they're out with it yet or they were going to come out with it. No, third or fourth quarter is the 570 pump action shotgun that we talked about. That's really cool. Well, they're also looking to come out with the 570 semi-automatic shotgun. So instead of the pump shotgun, this will be available in semi-automatic. But the cool thing about this is it's built off the same receiver set as the pump action one. So if you have that, all you have to do is change out the receiver and bam. So you can make a pump action or semi-auto action in the same receiver. It accepts all Remington 870 accessories. And basically what they did is on the semi-auto version is they moved the charging handle up near the fore end. It's a little bit different. And then this is, again, part of the build it yourself. So you can buy the different kits or you can buy them whole. And like we said, they have that way they have the barrel attached there on the end is you can swap out for different length barrels, which is pretty cool. So if you want to buy one receiver, then you can buy a couple extra parts and kind of swap between pump or semi-auto. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Have some different barrels, and that way you can configure it between home defense and field work. Yeah. And you're not stuck. Of course, I like dedicated shotguns, but still having the ability to be able to
make it a multi-use.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that shotgun looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does
all
look
blacked
pretty
out
good.
like that. And again, it accepts all 870, although I'm partial to Mossberg. Got the Mossberg sitting up there with the Magpul furniture. But you could put that Magpul furniture on the PSA one that fits the 870. So it's pretty cool. And then this next one is a 338 ARC Jakl. The 338 ARC is a new round that's becoming popular. And this is basically their Jakl in that caliber. It looks pretty cool. So it does have a side folding stock. As you can see there, they're partnering up with a company for that. So that is an option if you're into that round. So they're doing a lot of different stuff with that Jakl.
Yeah. They like that name.
They do. It's kind of cool. Next up, this is interesting. MSP 45 is a manually suppressed bolt action pistol. Looks pretty cool. So it takes 1911 style grips and magazines and has a top Picatinny rail there to mount your sights. And right now it's going to be compatible with the AAC 45 Tyrant suppressors, but they're going to come out with some different options if people do vote on this. I'm going to show that again. Just
I wonder how that would work.
So there's no actual like iron sights for this thing. It has a Picatinny rail on top to where you would mount a red dot or whatever. And it's just, it looks pretty cool. So if you're into suppressed guns, this one, obviously you're going to have your you're going to have your tax stamp, but it comes apart really quick. Do you see what he did? Yeah. He pressed that one button and it just
comes completely apart.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So that'll be chambered in 45. I'm sure they'll come out with other stuff as well, 9mm and different types of suppressors. But the AAC Tyrant is pretty cool. That's a good suppressor. Very popular. So suppressor's cool. The Hearing Protection Act, hopefully that goes through.
Yeah, come back. Come on.
Yep. It's on. It's out there.
Yeah.
And they're going to try and pass it.
I hope so.
Hopefully. I mean, it's just PPE.
If it passes, I'm just going to buy as much as I can.
I mean, suppressors are still expensive. I mean, you're thinking about a price of a gun. but you're
They're
saving
so worth it.
$200 and
Yeah.
all the paperwork. So
Yeah.
there's that. So that would be nice, which I wonder if that happens. Like the stuff, if you've already done the $200 tax stamp and the NFA stuff, I mean, obviously we're not going to get our money back.
No.
But
I wonder if they would have to burn your stuff, though.
I don't know, because mine's in a trust.
I don't know.
Be
It'd be interesting to find out.
I know. I don't have hopes that it'll pass.
Yeah.
But I
That'd be nice.
hope it does, but
Yeah.
I'm not giving my hopes up because I've already done that and it didn't pass. Next up is the PSA X9. So this is a 9mm variant of the X57. It does have a 7-inch 9mm barrel. It's a pretty cool little gun. I don't know. Looks okay. So this is their take on the Mac gun. So if you saw my video on the Mac 11,
I don't know about that
that's
one.
what it looks like. So they kind of did their own Mac 11 prototype. Looks okay. It looks pretty plasticky. Next up, again with the Jakl, this is the 10S Precision. So if you're into precision style rifles, it kind of looks like a AR or 308 platform.
Yeah.
But this is in 308, and it comes standard with a 20-inch barrel, has a folding stock, and a 2-stage trigger.
Kind of reminded me of the Scar a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Has some of the same features.
Yep, folding stock on
Yeah.
there, but yeah, looks pretty cool. So that's out there.
I'd be interested in that one.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the 338 Arc Crink. So this is an AK style platform built off a side folding receiver. You have no front sight because the idea is to mount a red dot or something to that receiver there, and has a folding stock on that one, I believe, and a 8.3-inch barrel. So that will be in your it'll be 338 Arc caliber, but in that AK platform. So it kind of looks like an AK, but
Yeah, it has
a little
some
bit different.
features.
Yeah, it'd be weird not having that front sight, but the point is to mount an optic.
Yeah. Look like too, it was a lot higher too from the barrel, so
Yeah. Sighting that in might be interesting.
Yeah.
But I have yet to shoot a 338 Arc.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Interesting round to try. Next up, we got the Vuk 9, inspired by the Russian PPK-20, but this is chambered in a 9mm. Another cool looking gun. Does look a little plasticky to me, but not my style. Some of this stuff isn't kind of my style, but
For other people, it might be.
yeah. So that is that. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously you're seeing the videos on there. So that's what that is. Next up, they got a lot more. We keep going. Is the PSA Switch. SWCH is how they spell it. But this is just another 9mm pistol with a chassis system. So more and more companies are coming out with this chassis system. So there's going to be multiple variations and grip modules that'll come out with that. So this is just their initial one. As you can see, this is like almost like a micro compact pistol, and it did have the area for a optic mount. That's probably I could live without, just there's so many micro compact pistols coming out that we'll talk about, and that's just another one. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got the daggers and stuff like that. That one looked a little different.
Yeah.
I think the point with that one is the chassis system.
Yeah, probably.
Being able to swap that out.
Everyone's going to that.
I know. Which is great because you only have to fill out one FFL form.
Yeah, I don't know. Copy and stick, I guess.
But everybody's been copying Glock for however long. But this is what it is. Next up, kind of like this. The PA-22. So if you're not watching on video, you could probably guess what that is. It is their take on a Ruger 1022. But cool thing is, this is, again, part of the build your own platform. So you can build it out however you want to. Get the receiver and then choose different stocks, barrel lengths. So they're going to come out with a rifle version and that pistol brace version that we saw on there. So if you want a Ruger 1022 with a pistol brace, there you go. So I'm sure they're going to have a lot of different options. It will obviously be compatible with a lot of the Ruger 1022 stuff. I mean, that looks like a Ruger 1022, honestly, with just the Magpul stuff on there.
Yep.
And then I kind of like that pistol braced option there, but I voted for that just because
be kind of cool.
I like the 1022 platform, especially the takedown version. And then I'm sure not that the 1022s are expensive. They're actually really cheap. I'd be interested to see what the pricing is on there. Because, again, that
especially if it's a build your own.
Yeah.
If you can get parts cheap, might as well just buy it to build.
And the thing with the Rigger 1022 is there's so many aftermarket parts for that already.
Yeah.
That are relatively inexpensive. One company that I use a lot for mine is Kid Industries. They have all sorts of different parts, and I've used their springs and buffer like a bunch of stuff through Kid Industries. And there's just so many companies. But it'd be cool to see PSA's take on it and kind of what you can do with that. Next up is kind of another pistol that's been popular, the Dagger Micro 380. So they did come out with a Dagger Micro 9mm, but this is the 380 version that some people are wanting. So if you like the Dagger, but you want a micro version, in 380, there you go.
I don't know.
It's the exact same as the 9mm version, just caliber 9. You know, there's a place like we talked about last week for 380.
Yep, there is.
So especially in that really small platform, 380 might be a little easier to manage than the 9mm. So last one. This is probably my favorite because we may be able to afford the ultimate rifle. Because for a lot of us, this is out of reach.
Yeah.
Saber Lancet, that's I think how you say it, but it is their 50 BMG rifle.
Ooh.
How cool would that be?
That'd be cool.
So it's a lot of it's going to be compatible with like the Barrett stuff, like the A1 and everything. So it's going to be their rifle chambered in 50 BMG, and they claim it's going to be the most affordable gas-operated semi-auto 50 cal rifle. It's going to come standard with a 28-inch barrel, weighing in at 32 pounds overall.
Jesus.
Hey, you need that weight for that round.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at this. I mean, we're going to do it again. It looks
like a Barrett 50 cal.
And honestly, I wouldn't mind a bolt action version too.
Yeah.
But now when they say most affordable,
what does that mean?
What does that mean exactly?
What do they consider affordable?
Yeah. And of course that's no scope or anything like that. So or the round. So you know you're gonna be shooting
$10 a round.
Yeah, anywhere from probably $1 to $10 a round, depending on what you choose.
Yeah.
That is one I thought would be pretty cool. So let us know in the comments what you guys think, especially if you watch that on YouTube. Which one did you think caught your eye the most?
Yeah.